Are you finding it hard to draw the line in your dating life? Do you feel like you're constantly compromising your needs to please others? Listen, setting healthy boundaries and cultivating self-confidence are essential for building meaningful, balanced relationships. It's about honoring your worth and showing up authentically, and that's what we're diving into today. Here's a detailed guide to help you protect your peace and grow your self-esteem while navigating the dating world. You know, we often think of boundaries as these harsh walls we put up to keep people out. We imagine them as these impenetrable barriers that isolate us from the world, making us feel lonely and disconnected. But that's not the true essence of boundaries. Boundaries are not about isolation or exclusion. They're about creating a safe space where we can thrive and grow. They are the gates we open to let the right people in, those who respect and value us for who we are. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about letting the right people in. They help us build meaningful connections with others, connections that are based on mutual respect and understanding. When we set boundaries, we are essentially saying, "This is who I am, and this is what I need to feel safe and valued." Think of them as your own personal set of guidelines, your deal breakers, if you will, that define what you will and won't accept in a relationship. These guidelines are not rigid rules, but flexible principles that help you navigate your interactions with others. They are your compass, guiding you towards relationships that nourish and uplift you. It's about having the courage to say, "This is important to me and I need you to respect that." It's about standing up for yourself and your needs, even when it's difficult. It's about being honest and transparent with others, letting them know what you expect and what you cannot tolerate. And you know what? When we set boundaries, we're not just protecting ourselves, we're giving others the opportunity to show up for us in a way that feels good and healthy for everyone involved. We are inviting them to be a part of our lives in a way that is respectful and considerate. By setting boundaries, we are fostering relationships that are built on trust, respect, and mutual care. So don't be afraid to set those boundaries. They are not walls to keep people out, but bridges to let the right people in. So let's talk about your non-negotiables. These are the values, beliefs, and needs that are absolutely essential for you to feel safe, respected, and loved in a relationship. Take some time to really reflect on what matters most to you. Is it open communication, honesty, quality time? Maybe it's about sharing similar values or having a partner who supports your dreams. Whatever it is, write it down, own it. These non-negotiables are your compass, guiding you towards relationships that align with your truest self. Now, once you're clear on your boundaries and non-negotiables, it's time to communicate them. This is a crucial step in any relationship, whether it's with a partner, friend, or even a colleague. And the key here is to be upfront and honest from the very beginning. When you lay everything out on the table, you set a foundation of trust and mutual respect. I know it can feel a little scary to put yourself out there, especially when you're discussing things that are deeply personal or important to you. But trust me, it's so much better to have these conversations early on. By doing so, you avoid misunderstandings and potential conflicts down the road, than to let things fester and build resentment later. When you communicate openly, you give the other person a chance to understand you better and to meet your needs. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who respects your needs and values, and who is willing to work with you to create a healthy and fulfilling relationship. And the best way to find that person is to be open and honest about who you are and what you're looking for. This doesn't mean you have to share everything all at once, but rather, be clear about your core values and what you need from the relationship. Take the time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Write it down if it helps. When you know yourself well, you can communicate more effectively with others. And remember, communication is a two-way street. It's not just about expressing your own needs, but also about listening to and understanding the needs of others. This mutual exchange fosters a deeper connection and builds stronger relationships. So don't be afraid to speak up. Your voice matters, and your needs are important. By communicating early and honestly, you pave the way for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Embrace the power of early communication and watch how it transforms your connections with others. You have the power to create the relationships you desire, one honest conversation at a time. Chapter 4: The Art of No Saying It Without the Guilt Trip. Let's talk about the word no for a minute. It's a small word, but it holds so much power. Learning to say no without guilt is crucial to maintaining your self-worth and protecting your energy. When you constantly say yes to things you don't want to do or agree to things that make you uncomfortable, you're essentially telling yourself that your needs and feelings don't matter, and that's simply not true. You deserve to be treated with respect, and that starts with respecting yourself enough to say no when you need to. But how do you do that without feeling guilty? It's all about understanding your boundaries and communicating them clearly. When you say no, you're not being selfish or unkind, you're simply acknowledging your limits and taking care of your well-being. It's important to remember that you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving to others without taking time for yourself, you'll eventually burn out. Saying no can be difficult, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser. But it's a skill that can be learned and improved over time. Start by practicing with small things and gradually work your way up to bigger requests. It's also helpful to have a few phrases ready for when you need to say no. For example, you could say, "I appreciate the offer, but I can't commit to that right now." Or, "I'm sorry, but I need to focus on my own priorities at the moment." Remember, it's okay to put yourself first. Your time and energy are valuable, and you have the right to decide how to use them. By learning to say no without guilt, you're taking a crucial step towards a healthier, more balanced life. So the next time you're faced with a request that doesn't align with your needs or values, take a deep breath, stand your ground, and say no with confidence. You'll be glad you did. Saying no is not about rejecting others, it's about honoring yourself. And when you do that, you'll find that others will respect you more as well. So go ahead, embrace the power of no, and start living a life that's true to you. Chapter 5. Red Flags. Recognizing the Warning Signs. Okay, let's talk about red flags. These are the warning signs that someone may not be respecting your boundaries or valuing you as they should. It could be anything from constantly pushing your limits to dismissing your feelings or making you feel small. Pay attention to how you feel when you're with this person. Do you feel safe and respected? Or do you feel drained and anxious? Trust your gut instinct. If something feels off, it probably is. Chapter 6. Standing strong. The importance of follow-through. Setting boundaries is one thing, but standing firm and following through is where the real magic happens. It's about being consistent with your words and actions. If someone disrespects your boundaries, don't be afraid to call them out on it. And if they continue to disregard your needs, it might be time to reevaluate the relationship. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. Now, building confidence in dating starts with self-awareness. It's about taking the time to get to know yourself deeply and honestly. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your passions? What makes you feel alive? The more you understand yourself, the more confident you'll become in who you are and what you bring to the table. Chapter 8. The Power of Self-Love. Cultivating a loving relationship with yourself. Self-confidence grows when you treat yourself kindly and with compassion. It's about embracing your imperfections and celebrating your unique qualities. Practice self-care, engage in activities that bring you joy, and surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. Remember, you are worthy of love and belonging, just as you are. Chapter 9. Body language speaks volumes, projecting confidence. Our body language speaks volumes about how we feel about ourselves. When you walk into a room, stand tall, make eye contact, and smile. These small adjustments can make a big difference in how you feel and how others perceive you. Project confidence, even if you don't feel it entirely yet. Fake it till you make it, right? Chapter 10. Small wins, big confidence, setting achievable goals. One of the best ways to build confidence is to set small, achievable goals and celebrate your accomplishments. It could be anything from trying a new hobby to going on a date with someone new. Each time you step outside of your comfort zone and challenge yourself, you're proving to yourself that you are capable and worthy. And that, my friends, is a powerful feeling. Outrow, you've got this. Embrace the journey. Listen, setting boundaries and building confidence is a journey, not a one-time fix. It's about learning to prioritize your needs, embrace your worth, and approach dating with clarity and self-assurance. The better you are at respecting yourself, the more likely you are to attract someone who will do the same. Start today. Take one step toward healthier boundaries and watch your confidence soar. You've got this.